Hello, this is Karen with Manna and Twin Souls Network. And I have a message today, and I'm going to do my thing and talk openly and honestly and speak my truth and give some more information regarding the 144,000 that I believe are and have it confirmed are the Oraphim blue-ray angelic twin flames that are here on the planet, on Gaia, to help with this ascension process for all of humanity, to anchor in divine source love. So, with that being said, there's a clear difference because I resonate so fully with being Blu-ray, with being Oraphim, with being a high-level angelic, with being part of the 144,000. It's true that there are a lot of other people out there that resonate to being twin flame, and it's a lot more than 144,000. So just clearing up some of that information and some of the confusion there, because that's really what I've always kind of had questions about and all of that. And so I woke up to an epiphany the other morning, and because I had been asking these questions. And so when you set the intention out there that you want to know, you want clarity, you want your questions answered, it happens for you. And I just really got some clarity. And I'm going to be very blunt and very honest. And I don't, at this point, it's so important to speak the truth, and it's so important that I put my truth and this truth out there. I'm not naming names, but I can't sugarcoat the truth. I don't think it's the time for that anymore. I think that we're so close to things getting ready to pop that there's just no fear. I just have to speak truth. So if you've been a follower on my channel, or if this is your first time here, I was guided to go to California for a year. And I know that what I was doing there was not only, and this is the epiphany that I had, but this was not only because me and my twin were there at the same time. It wasn't just to go and have a fun vacation or just go try out California. I was there to, with my twin, set up that grid point energetically. And so we were working in tandem, even though we connected there, but we didn't connect physically. Like we didn't see each other the whole time that I was there, but we were there the same amount of time. And I know that is because we were setting up energetically our grid point, and also because it is important that you guys understand the mission of twin flames. It is, of course, to come into union, because us coming into union is going to dismantle all of these things. And what I'm talking about at dismantling is the false ascension matrix. This may be something that you don't know anything about. But on top of all of that, besides setting up a grid point and besides going there and healing for myself and meeting people that I was supposed to meet and connect with like I knew that I was supposed to do, and there were a couple of beautiful people there that I believe are soul family that I did meet. But there was other people and other places that I went to that was not. And when I made the decision, so I was at a specific place, and when I made the decision to leave there, a friend of mine reached out to like a huge psychic and healer in California. And that person, she wanted some clarity herself on what was going on, because it seemed all pretty on the outside, and it seems like it was somewhere that, I was supposed to expand and grow. And so she's like, I'm going to call my friend. We're just going to find out really what's going on, because he can see and he can pick up on distortions and your soul contracts and all of these things. So he has some really expounded gifts. And he had said that this particular place was under a false ascension matrix. Okay, well, it was like ding, 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 okay, all of these things were starting to, and I had other interactions before I had dealt with this particular place as well, of not so great experiences. So, but that got filed away, of course, because that's been over a year ago, and that just got filed away. Well, when I was researching for the article that I just put out, I remember seeing that on Energetic Synthesis, Lisa Renee put out an article regarding the false ascension matrix. So the words that he used were false ascension bubble. He's like, it's a bubble. And where they think they're ascending, but they're not. Because they don't have the discernment to know when they're tapping into false light or not false light. And this is a thing that is huge within the spiritual community. I feel like it's tied to a lot of the new age and all this and that. But anyway, so when I seen that, I was like, and it just was something it came to my head, false ascension matrix. And I was like, wow, okay, so I just seen that. So it's like your mind, your mind's putting this together, but I was meant to do that. So the epiphany comes in. Oh my God, okay, this is the problem. Because this whole time, and especially with having such negative experiences with twins, and I'm using air quotes here, with twins, it was like, what is the difference? Because there was some clear differences in the journey. There was clear differences on their path and what they were resonating to, and just a lot of negative things in their life and a lot of things going on. And I'm like, and it's just one of those things where you're like, this is off. And so this is what I'm talking about me having lessons in discernment. So it was like so much clarity for me of what is really going on. And even you'll see people that are ascending, and they're not twin flames at all, but they're ascending, and it's like they don't get it. It's the same reason that you really shouldn't have a reading by someone who is not a twin flame, because they can't tune in really to our energy. Because we're not under this matrix. We're the ones, the 144,000 are the ones that are going to bust through this false ascension matrix. We're the ones that have the capability to do so through the rod and staff unions. Because if you looked at my last article, which I'm compiling this information again in another article, and I had already spoke of the meditation. So when I was really researching and compiling for that as well, I was led to a lot of this information. So I'm compiling it all for you. And I'm setting the intention here now and always that I will more and more begin to draw to me the 144,000, the true twin flames, the keepers of the flame, the ones, the Oraphim, the blue ray, the founder races, the guardian races, the aurora races, the crystal star, the founders of the GSF, the three founder flame. GSF is God Sovereign Free. It's us. And I've just always resonated to it. And I always resonated to, there was something different about my journey and what I was experiencing compared to others. And I was just wanting to know what it was. Is it the type of being they are? Yes, it's the type of being that it is different. Why are some twins completely cut off from any contact, like zero contact? Some have celebrity twins, and I'm connected to several celebrity twins. Why are they so, like, there's zero contact whatsoever? Why is that? Why are some of these people in physical reunion? Why are some people living with their twin and nothing's happening over here for us? So there's these differences that I kept noticing, and it was like, but I never resonated, even when someone comes out and says my twin flame reunion and all of this, I've never resonated to it really truly being union, because there was no energy change, and my bell's going off. The energy wasn't high enough here to support that. Well, that is because the Oraphim, okay, there's levels and there's hierarchy within this, and it's just a fact. It doesn't mean that any blue ray or rod and staff union, people kind of want to tend to go there. Well, what makes you so special that you think you're part of the 144 and I'm not? It has nothing to do with special. It has nothing to do with better. And I've explained this before about hierarchy. It's ability. It's the being that you are and what you're capable of and the vibration that you can hold. So it's almost like we have the rod and staff, which are up here. So if you remember in high school or college doing the outlines where, the Roman numerals and all of that, you would see rod and staff at the top. Then below rod and staff, you have their children, which are also high-level Oraphim. Okay? And then the Oraphim birthed the Seraphim and the Ophanim and the other angelics, the cherubim and those. So those were birthed, and those are different angelic beings. So the 144, I believe, are all Blu-ray. Okay. So the Seraphim are still part of the Blu-ray, because Blu-ray holds all of the colors of the spectrum. So it's like the rod and staff, who are directly connected to source, and they are the ones when they come into union. That's why union is so important for the Oraphim. Okay, it doesn't mean that these other people that assume they're twin flames, there's a percentage that they assume they are. They've attached themselves to this journey, and they just simply are not twin flames. They're not part of the 144,000. And this explains why so many people that have been on this path for a long time, and they're light workers, they're not necessarily twin flames, but when they're talking about it, they're saying that it's really rare. And if you think about it, there's close to 8 million people in this world. 144,000 is a very small amount. But I don't believe that it stops there. There are other beings, other angelics, and I don't know. This is something that I'm set the intention that I want to know this as well. Are there twin souls here that are not necessarily the twin flames that are the keepers of the flame, the Oraphim, the ones that are here with this huge mission? Because I've always resonated to mission. And they're just here to experience divine love. And these are the people that are going around and they're like, oh, well, yeah, it's okay. I've been in union, or I've lived with my twin, or yeah, we're talking, or we're seeing each other, or we're getting together. And so they're starting to talk about their union. And I believe those souls are here because they are helping to hold that. Because the truth of the matter is that the rod and staff and the high-level Oraphim, our energy is a lot higher. The rod and staff can hold even more energy than the other Oraphim. They can hold so much source love, and they're anchoring it here with their union. And that is going to bust through this false ascension matrix, and it is going to pull everyone up into this divine love. Their energies are so intense. They're such huge beings that their energies together would be explosive. Like, this earth would not be able to handle it. And what I'm saying is about we're here raising the vibration. It's because the earth's vibration has to get to a point where it can even handle this. It's true, and you notice it with ascension symptoms, with your body being worn down. Just raising your vibration can cause your body to be like exhausted, organ pain, joint pain, all of this. You can experience all of this because your body cannot handle that high of a vibration. It would cause chaos if their energies came together. So that is the reason for the complete shutout, the complete separation with the rod and staffs. And that is really why I feel like one reason the majority of them are with celebrities is because it would be ensured, because you just can't call somebody up. Okay, you just can't call a celebrity up and say, hey, Tom Cruise, what's happening? What you doing? They're protected completely by bodyguards. They don't give out this information. Now, I don't know if Tom Cruise, I just used his name, but I'm just saying, if he is a twin, then his divine feminine's like, she can maybe stalk him on social media, but she can't make any real direct contact, and they're definitely very rarely going to be in the same room together. That is because of their energies. So then that trickles down from rod and staff to their children. And their children are the blue rays. And then but they're mixed with different color rays. Like I said, I'm blue, golden, and red. So then my angelic children, like in this lifetime, my daughter is my biological daughter, and she is also my angelic daughter as well. And we chose to come here at this time and both come into union to anchor this truth, bust through this matrix and all of that. Come into union and help raise the vibration, usher humanity into, anchor in this new template, and busting through all the false timelines, everything, all the mind control, religion, all of that. that's with this false ascension matrix. I mean, and it has been controlled, and it's false light. It is, excuse me, guys. I'm looking. I've got my notes here, and I wanted to look and give you some more information regarding it, about the false light. Some other names. Okay. It's the astral, it's the dead white light or synthetic light that's in the astral plane. That's why I have never felt guided or was ever in the astral plane, and I've never been out there floating in 4D. When I found out that was a real thing, and the things that really do, the nasty things that happen in the 4D astral realm, I've always set the intention when I'm sleeping that I'm not in that realm whatsoever. It's why when I'm doing coaching sessions and someone's having a problem, that's my first thing to say to them is, get out of the 4D. And 9 times out of 10 when they're having this problem, with a false twin or with just that whole energy, is because they are out there playing in the 4D. They're astral traveling when they're sleeping, and they're playing around in the 4D, and they're assuming that's their twin and having sex, and it's not their twin. They're having sex with a totally disgusting being, and it's happening, and they have issues. That's the importance of grounding and setting an intention before you go to sleep at night, not to be in that 4D. Like I've said, hey, if I'm in there, somebody snatched me out. It's like the same thing that there's false beings as well. Like for everything that there's a false for it. There was a false created within this false ascension matrix. 5D ascension that everybody's talking about, going to 5D, we're anchoring 5D. Well, that's the false ascension matrix as well. And this is what I'm talking about. There's so many people that have been led astray, and my job is to speak the truth. And that is why more and more I'm putting this truth out there and not being quiet about it anymore. And just speaking from honesty. So it's important, and like I said, the reasons that I had lessons in discernment. These were, I was supposed to go to California. I was supposed to be there to set things up. I was supposed to go through what I did because it is my energy there now is going to help take down that false ascension matrix there, as well as where I am here now. So the seeds were planted for that. And I was talking about false beings. There's even a false new earth that people have misconstrued as to what type of new earth it's going to be. So if there's any distortions around what's going to be happening at the new earth, whether it's polygamy or whatever is going on, that is not actually the true Gaia. That's the false new earth that's happening. And the plan or anything like that, I don't know. Like, are these people that are stuck in this 5D ascension, are they still going to choose that? There probably will be some beings that still choose that and still choose to go within that false lighting. But my job is to speak the truth regarding it, put this information out there, and to come into union. So we're busting through and dismantling this, because there's so many that are out there that are looping and they're in pain and they're connecting to these false energies, and these false energies are siphoning their energy and sucking off of their union and all of these things. They're experiencing, like I was talking about, astral rape and just all of these disgusting things, and it's not the true ascension. That was a mind boggler, blower, like shook me, okay? And then to know that there's like a false Archangel Michael. And anyone who's out there messing around in the astral realm most likely has ran into the false Archangel Michael. Every being that's out there that's true, there is a false for it. And this is the difference between the light and the dark. And it's just real and it's truthful. So the information that I have gathered, I am going to be putting in another article and putting it out. And I'm strongly guided to do a meditation, bringing the 144 into an alignment with this, and in alignment with this truth, and giving you the tools that you need so that we can bust through this together. I've mentioned before in my other videos that I had a vision of the sword, and that was what made me paint the picture of the sword coming out of the water. That is what this is, and we're rising up. The 144K are rising up, and we're going to bust through this false ascension matrix and bust it for all. When that happens, there's going to be chaos. There's going to be fallout. There's going to be some things happening where people are like, wait a minute, what? Their whole worlds may crumble because they have believed this or they have not been discerning. But my job as well is to help you with discernment. And like I was saying, I've had these lessons in there, and it's just the truth. And it's not coming from a place of judgment. And when I was explaining that before, it's not as if I'm saying, okay, you're going to hell, and, you're dark and you're going to hell. And trust me, I've been there in that judgment before. But it's what Lisa Renee calls the compassionate witness. And that is the difference. You witness these people, this group of people, or this particular person or being, and you see that they're trapped in this false ascension, or they're trapped in this negative looping, or they just don't understand what's happening, and they've just attached themselves to a journey that's not theirs, etc., etc. And you're saying, that's distorted, and I don't want anything to do with that. And you have every right to distance yourself from that. If you felt like they've attached themselves to any part of your aura, you have every right to cut those cords and not be connected to that energy. It's not in alignment with your truth. But you do that from a non-judgmental place, because I'm all about no judgment. I don't accept any judgment on me or my life whatsoever. But you're a compassionate witness, which means I'm compassionate to the fact that you are stuck in this. I'm compassionate to the fact that you've lost your way, that you're being manipulated. But I don't have to take it any further than that and choose your fate. That's judgment. That's passing down sentence. And so remaining in a place of just being a compassionate witness. Perfectly acceptable, within your divine right to do that. And your sovereignty. And I've said that several times, and it's all with discernment. So the meditation I'm doing is going to be getting everyone in the practice of this 12D shield, because 5D is now, the 5D ascension is the false ascension matrix. This is not where you want to be. 5D is not where you want to be. You want to be above and beyond that. and you want to connect to your 12th dimensional higher self and protect you and your twin and your energies and protect yourself. So I'll start the meditation like that. There are some statements within that I'm going to use to break us away from this false ascension matrix. And as a group, we're talking about us dismantling this. Because that is what our job is as the 144,000 Oraphim Blu-rays. Because we are the highest level and the highest vibration, we are capable of doing this. So since I mentioned the other twins where it's like, okay, well, she's living with her twin. What's up with that? And meanwhile, I've had no contact. Well, that's the difference in the beings. And that is not union. They may be physically together, but it's not union. It's not reunion. It simply cannot happen until the rod and staff Oraphim 12 twins come into union first. That's why it's important that they do. It's why it's important that you resonate to who you are. And while I'm putting out this message and also setting the intention that I do connect with the 144 and that they find their way to me. And if you are not sure that you're able to reach out, and then me and my rod and staff that I am connected to, can find out for you. So you know, okay, no, you're not a Blu-ray. So then this would not be your path, okay? So just clarifying that, because I've been guided for I don't know how long to start connecting people together, start connecting with my rod and staff and connecting to my grid points and things like that. Because it's important who you are and it's empowering. So, we'll start with the 12D shield, then we'll start with setting the intention to dismantle the false ascension matrix. There is a return to rightful owner as well, and this is about your energies. And another thing is because the rod and staff and the Oraphim are such large beings, we had to split off, number one, in one masculine and one feminine energy. That's the reason for the separation. We had to split them, but then we've also been fragmented and we have had pieces of us taken and stolen. There is something else that I will mention that I will expand on. Like I said, I'm just bringing truths out more and more, and because it's time for that. But also, there's been so much that's been stolen from us because of who we are and what we came here to do, and they know it's over. Like the false ascension matrix that people are trapped in, those beings that are working within that and keeping people stuck and keeping them looping and keeping them in struggle and pain is going down. And they know that the Oraphim are the ones that are here to do that and to make this happen. So we've been stolen from. They've taken our codes and stolen them and put them in another being. And that's why sometimes we have those karmic situations where your twin is connected to a karmic and they think it is you because your codes, your abundance codes, and all of those things have been stolen. But this is the time for it to be restored. It's happening. We've won. It's real. It's true. We're getting everything back. We're getting everything that comes to us, our inheritance, our abundance. It's coming to us. So then, after the return from rightful owner, I'm going to do the union meditation, the declaration of union that was directed to Laura to put out, and she was directed to do a sweep of clearing more energies and cutting off the siphoning from the true twin flames energies and all of that. And so doing that, and this is something that I highly recommend that you listen to every night. First, you're being protected in your 12D shield, and then we're setting the intention is that we're busting through the false ascension matrix. We're declaring that we're in union, which is important because you say it and so it is. And returning to rightful owner, which is getting all of our fragmented pieces back to us so that we are whole and we are more in alignment. So it's highly beneficial, but I wanted to preface these meditation with this video so you understand where I'm coming from and not just come out with this, false ascension matrix if you've never even heard those 3 words. But it was something that was brought to me almost a year ago now, regarding a situation that I was in, and now it's come to clarity and it's come to the forefront because now is the time for the 144 to come together. And that's why I've had those hits and downloads about connecting to the 144. So if you are part of the 144,000, you resonate completely to being an Oraphim blue ray angelic twin flame here incarnate. And a lot of you may feel like you are rod and staff as well. You may feel like you're rod and staff because we're close. We're not rod and staff, which means they're just maybe one step above us, but we are too. So we would resonate with that still, but just not being high enough to actually anchor and be connected directly to source in order to anchor the love here and raise the vibration all the way up to 12D, because that is that source. So if you resonate to that and you know someone else who also resonates to it, please share. Please share this. There's something new with YouTube or whatever. If there's no activity on your page, like you're not getting any likes or nobody's commenting or nobody's viewing, then your video can go unwatched. And this is extremely important information for twin flames. It's huge. So I'm setting the intention that it will reach all those that it needs to reach. And the purpose of it from my divinity and my sovereignty as a true twin flame. Anchoring in this truth regarding the twin flame journey and putting it out there. I'm setting the intention that it's going to reach eventually. It's another reason why I'm starting Twin Souls Network. I keep getting the download and the message as well that I need to be putting myself out there, because there's so many misinformation, so much false information around the twin flame journey. So many beings, like I've said, that assume that they are and they're not, and it's just a fact. And there's so many teachers and people on YouTube that believe that they are, and they don't know it because they haven't come into their direct knowing where they're able to discern the false light from the true light. And this is what we're here to bust through, and this is what I am starting. So please, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you have not subscribed to Twin Souls Network, because I had set it up so long ago, I forgot my password. And I've changed my phone number. So there was no way for me to get into it. So I'm waiting, and Google said 3 to 5 days. So I'm waiting for that, and I'm being really honest about that. So when I can get back into it, then I can actually upload some videos there. But it's in the works, I promise. This meditation's in the works. This article will be posted below this video. So as soon as I get done with this, I'm finishing up the article. So I have a link for that to post below this. These videos and these articles will also be posted on Twin Souls Network. I am more active within Twin Souls Network now than Manna Delight. However, I still am posting in Manna Delight as well. I'm just sharing all of the information. So if you haven't joined Twin Souls Network on Facebook, there is a group and a page, but if you go to the page, it has a link to the group. And I don't know if that's vice versa or not, but there is a group and there is a page. And so you can get there and you'll get all the updates. You'll get the articles. I post the articles within there as well and my videos. So if you're like not on YouTube a lot or whatever, but you're more on Facebook, you can do that. And so I'm just pouring a lot into that. And this is a place for all of us to come together. I feel like this is just the beginning. And it's going to get really, really big because I'm going to be putting myself out there more and speaking the truth regarding the twin flame journey. And the more that the truth stands firm, all of these other things and these lies are going to start to fall away. And and so that's part of my mission. That's part of my mission. Yes. So, like I said, please like and subscribe. If you have not, please go and subscribe to Twin Souls Network. Please just leave a comment, even if it's just like a heart or whatever. Hit the like button, please, because this is going to get this video out there. If, like I said, if you're in a twin group or you know that, you're a Blu-ray and you feel like, there's some other Blu-rays there, please share this information with them. And when the meditation comes out, please share that meditation as well. And I would highly suggest that you listen to it every day. I suggest doing it before you go to bed so that you're completely shielded in your 12D shield while you're sleeping and you have made these declarations. And the more that we talk about this and the more that you make these declarations, as in, I'm not in alignment with the false ascension matrix. I'm not in alignment with this 5D ascension that everyone else is. And, the more you make these declarations, the more your soul and your path is going to come into alignment with that. So it's important that you do that. I'm going to have some nice background music to it. And it's not any of these things where, you have to repeat it or whatever. I'm just setting the intention that all you have to do is listen to it before you go to sleep. If it's soothing to you and you want to put it on repeat, like, it cycles, you can do that. It's not going to be very long at all, but I feel highly beneficial, and especially for the Oraphim Angelic Blu-rays. The 144,000 guardian keepers of the flame that are here on mission to bust through this matrix, the false ascension, the false Christ consciousness, all of that, busting through it with the truth and anchoring in divine source love here. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being on this journey. Thank you for your love and support of my channel. And yes, thank you so much. And I will be back with more truth telling and interviews coming for Twin Souls Network really soon. So I'm so excited about that. So yes, have a beautiful week. And there will be a lunar eclipse reading coming out very soon as well. So, and I leave my information below if you'd like to reach out if you are interested in a reading to find out what being you are. If you just are concerned or just, want to reach out to someone, I'm always available. If it is something where I need to tune into your energies, then I'm going to suggest a reading for you. But if you just feel like you need to reach out to someone, I'm here. I don't want you to ever feel like you're alone on this journey. I know what that was like. And it's the reason I started making YouTube videos. I don't want anyone to ever feel like they're out there on their own, or that there's no tools or there's no help to help them through this, because it is such a intense journey. And I know it because I'm on it, and I empathize with that. And so if you need me, please reach out. Have a beautiful week. Namaste.